Hey folks, Joshua here. Welcome back to Timberborn. So unfortunately, I lost a recording. I lost about 5 days in game and about an hour of gameplay. Something went wrong with my OBS. I don't know what else to say except that we lost that and we're not getting it back. What I will tell you is what I did during that session was mostly planning and design for our Badtide solution. So if we take a look over here, I've built some paths over this way. And the basic idea is that we have 3 sluice gates here. We're currently in the middle of a drought, but this is one of the water sources that can turn into a Badtide source. These sluice gates close above contamination level 5, otherwise they're open. So when clean water is flowing, they just pass through the sluice gates. When the Badtide comes, these sluice gates close with these levees. The idea is that the water will flow through this channel, which we're going to dynamite open here, and into this levied spot, and hopefully will flow off the map here. That's the goal for this water source. For the other water source, it's completely on the opposite side of the map. This build is already really, really far away. So if we look at pathing here, like this is all super red. This is like really far away from our base. I'm having downtown build this for me rather than I'm going to leave Scrapton out of it. So getting all the way over here and then dynamiting through all of this seemed very, very challenging. So instead, I traced the water source, and we're going to have sluice gates here to block the Badtide from flowing down this path. As the water flows into this area, all of this will become contaminated, but you can see I've already started building the sluice gates here. Again, these are going to close when the contamination's above 5 and prevent water from flowing through there, which means the only way the water has to flow is this path. We've got another set of sluice gates here to block the contamination and a final set to open for contamination. So if there's clean water, they're closed, otherwise they're open. If we get rid of all of this blockage, then all of the bad water should flow through here and out off the map this way. It does mean there's a lot of contaminated water here, but it's far enough away from us that that's kind of okay. The other things we looked into since we got down here was the idea of maybe putting in our aquatic water farm here. And also, I plan to chop down all these trees and replace them with chestnuts to get us another source of nutrition. So that's kind of where we are. We lost all of that planning and design, but the good news is you don't have to sit through all that planning and design. So, you know, there's some benefits there. I'm just noticing here, it looks like I need to connect that up. As for Scrapton, what are they doing? They've harvested most of these berries, but these have now regrown, so they're able to support themselves with food and water. I did have one more idea, which was to maybe look into building a gravity battery to deal with the fact that these windmills are not always on and sometimes produce excess power. I'd like the uptime here. I guess the productivity is at 98%, but I'd like to guarantee it. And I want to kind of mess around with the gravity batteries and see how they work. Other than that, I mean, we've got 1,000 food, 700 water, plenty of resources coming in. I did also build 2 more lumber mills to increase our production of planks. And with that said, now that I think about it, the other thing I wanted to do was start getting into the wood workshop. And since we have the 815 science, let's go ahead and get this unlocked. Interesting. How do I want to... Okay, this is a little bit larger than I planned for. We can sneak around here, or I could rotate it like this. The main thing is we want to take advantage of the remaining horsepower. I think maybe like that is the best way, because then I'm on this path. I do have a route behind it if I need it. I guess we'll get this built. I guess we don't need to prioritize this. We don't need a huge stockpile of this right now. What we will need, however, is some storage for those planks. So I did also kind of plan for there to be a rather large storage section back here. I'm just noticing we already have a path available. I don't want to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That leaves one spot on either side for like stairs and stuff if I build it that way. And that lets me kind of get over. Yeah, I can go like that. So like, I probably want to take advantage of the stuff I already have. So if I build that one there, we can get into it. And you can be for... Actually, can I put treated planks in here, or do I need a pile for treated planks? I need a pile for treated planks, don't I? Okay, so I don't actually need this right now. I will need a big pile, though. You know what? We can put it right here. Yeah, that's fine. All right. We have space here for this. You can be for the treated planks. Okay, and what is this? Dirt? Yeah, we don't need dirt yet. Okay. So we're at... Look at all this. Look at all this food. It's incredible. We've got paper, pine resin, grilled potatoes, pine resin. Yeah. What are we looking at? Looks like we're full on paper. Okay. Let me maybe pause the paper mill then. Let that guy work somewhere else. We're full on resin too. Let me pause the resin guy, the tapper shack. What else do we have obscene amounts of? Nothing else. Everything else we can kind of work on. The carrots, grilled potatoes, dandelion seeds, berries. We're sort of full. We're going to chop all these down and get chestnut trees instead to harvest chestnuts. And I think that's it. We could get started as well on our wheat farm, but I don't think we need the food. We'd like the additional nutrition for sure. This power is not going to kick in for a second until the water comes out. But I think I want to avoid building pretty much anything else until this is done. This is going to take a long time to build. It's a very, very long path for these guys. For the builders and haulers to bring everything over here. I know we need logs. I wonder if it makes sense to just chop these birches down for, like, chop all of this down for logs here. Like, if we set up a log pile here, that could help us a little bit with some of what's going on here, and we could chop all of this. That might not be a bad investment. Let's see. So, suppose I... Suppose I put a flag here. Well, we could chop all these oaks and this deadwood pretty easily. That covers all of that. We get 2 of those and then put a log pile here. That's going to help us out quite a bit. And then we can just mark all this for cutting. That should help us out a little bit, right? And in point of fact, our other choppers... What else do we have? Let's take a look at the work tab here. By the way, very high population we're getting up there. What is that? That's... Yeah, 73 beavers. Not bad. So we got these 2 are working. Let's take a look at the workplaces. Forester. Oh, the birch. Let's pause that. I don't want the birch regrown at all. And later, we're going to prioritize chestnut trees. But for now, I want all those birches cut down. Okay. Where's lumberjacks? Lumberjack flag. All right, we've got 1, 2. Can I see where this is? Yeah, okay. So this one's active. We've got some nasty districts going on. All right. 1, 2. Okay. Where's that one? Okay, so we got that one. We got this one. Where else have we got? That one we know about. This one I want, yeah, this one I want all these birches chopped down. The forester accidentally replanted some of these, so let's mark these for demolition. That's fine. We go back into lumberjack stuff. Where else have we got? And then we come over here. Yeah, this is the new area where we're going to get local logs. Okay. We've got somebody here working. That's fine. What's this? This is the pines. Then we have another one here. And then I think there's one in Scrapton. What was this one? Oh, you we don't need anymore. We can actually destroy you. You were just to clear out this space. All right, let's get rid of you. Okay, there we go. That feels pretty decent. And at this point... Yeah, at this point, there's not much to do. We do have 9 beavers unemployed. Only 50 jobs. So we can... We can throw a bunch of haulers in for now to just... Yeah, we can just throw a bunch of people into the hauling post for now. That takes care of most of them. We could get another scientist going. Don't need the tapper, don't need that forester. Don't need paper. Since we have the slots, I mean, I could build another. I could build another building. What's it called? Builder's hut. Get a handful more builders going. That doesn't seem unreasonable. Where could we stick another one of these? I think we've used all the power we're going to use with this building, so maybe having another builder's hut right here wouldn't be too bad. Although that does block people from getting through. I don't want to be too far away from the district center. Okay, I don't really have a choice. We're running out of space here, so... Let's throw another builder's hut there. Once that gets built, we can throw another 3 or 4 builders in. Okay, so that's where we stand. We've got these grandiose plans to protect ourselves from the Badtide. We're going to get some chestnuts going over here. Eventually, we're going to get some wheat going over here. Downtown's getting pretty crowded, but that's okay. We've got plans for more storage back here. We can get more housing up here and eventually get roofs going. This is getting to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this can be 5 tall. Probably that's sufficient to just cap it off with roofs and not worry about growing higher. We also have more space for housing up here if we need it. Beaver's injured. Okay, I did buy... Is he in the healing hut? Yeah. I did put together a second healing bed somewhere. I forget where I put it, but we had 2 beavers injured at the same time, so I did that. Okay. Also, look at all this delicious dynamite that we're starting to produce. I did learn that there is a second order extract or a second order product for dynamite. Where was that? Under landscaping? No. It's underwater. The centrifuge, yeah. We need metal, planks, and gears, and 600 science to build a centrifuge. Heavy-duty machinery transforming the dangerous bad water into usable extract. That's definitely something that I want to get into. Oh, Ken A! Ken A, you died of old age. Buddy, thank you for your service and your comment on my video. You led an interesting life. You were a hauler at first, and then I believe you transitioned to a scientist. So, interesting stuff. I think we're at the point where, with all our plans, we don't want to be planning anything else. We just want to speed along. And I think we might want to speed along for quite a while. Because I want to see... Yeah, they're starting to build this, which is exciting. But I do want to see them finish it before we do too much more, like, planning. So we're going to start speeding through the days here, watching them build this stuff out. Until they build this stair, they can't actually plant the dynamite. You know, hold on. There is one other thing we could build. This is going to be for... I forgot to set this to logs. There is one other thing we could unlock and build, which is the zipline station. Like, if I gave them a way to zipline from here all the way back home, that would be pretty freaking cool, I think. I don't know what's... we haven't built these before, so... It's expensive, though. 20 metal blocks, 40 planks, 20 logs. So just building it would be a pain in the ass. A tower bearing the zipline cables between stations. A horizontal beam bearing the zipline cables in between stations. I don't know what the difference is there. Zipline pylon, zipline beam. But I guess if I just built 2 stations, like one up here and one down here, it would work. But I think it's too expensive. Not so much in terms of science as in terms of resources. Okay. Let's just speed through a couple of cycles here and let them finish these plans we've got. I should keep an eye as well on this second builder's hut. Well, it's... I'm not prioritizing anything, so they're just going to build whatever they're going to build. Keep an eye on things. Speed through another day here. Hold on, what's happening with you? You're stranded? Oh. Oh, that's not good. I think, yeah, he needs this stair belt. ASAP. This is what ultra high priority is for. All right. We got to get that built so he can get home. He's going to sleep here. He's stranded and he's dehydrated. Hopefully he doesn't die. What are we up to? 75 beavers? Damn. It is good that it shows you when somebody is stranded. Okay, you should not be stranded anymore. There we go. Okay, good. Swim home. Get yourself something to drink. Yeah, he came over to the district and got something to drink. Okay. All right, okay. Now, it looks like I'm going to need to give them a path here. I was planning on getting them... Yeah. It looks like we are going to need to give them a path down here to build. Let's maybe... I didn't think about that. Let's get that going. They'll need this and this. I might not want to put that right there, actually. Let me move it over a little bit. Let's go ahead and give them paths down here. and here. And then we'll need something like this. If we can make that happen, this should be... This needs a slightly elevated priority, so it's built before. I think they can build this from above. I think that's how it works. Let's see about that. And then we should lower this priority so that they can get through here for a bit for some of this other stuff. They will eventually need a stairway down here, a stairway up here, and some pathing. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and full delete this as the last piece. And we'll build that piece last. Okay, that should get them over here to be able to do what they need to do. Once they build this stuff. Okay, so this part is working correctly. We're allowing the clean water through. Looks like they can build this platform. Yeah, they can build this stuff. So we're going to speed through more days here. Starting to come over here and build some other stuff. Okay. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a very long time. That's fine. Did we... No, we did not get this builder's hut. You know what? Since we've got 3 unemployed, I am going to pop this up by 1 level for construction. Just so we can get more builders working for us. Okay. Clearing out the birches. That's good. Beaver's injured. Building lacks workers. Okay. This got built. Okay, we've now got 12 builders going. That's great. And nobody should be unemployed. Let's see. 4 builders there. 4 builders there. 4 builders there. It looks good. Now, how does gathering work? Like once I have the chestnuts built, or grown, rather, how do I actually gather the chestnuts off of them? Is it a gathering flag? Yeah, I would have a chestnut gatherer. Okay. So we won't need all 3 of these. We probably only need 1. And I will need some place to put the chestnuts once they're grown. I don't know if it makes sense to travel all the way over here to store the chestnuts. So we might throw some chestnut storage back here. How am I going to do this? If we do that, then I need single path here. Stairway up. Paths. Something like that, I guess. And just for decoration's sake, let's throw... Yeah, let's throw maybe a shrub here, just for funsies. And then these will both be for chestnuts. There we go. And then I think once they're built, you then need to grill them. But I think the grill here... Okay, we'll need another grill, which will have to be a grill for grilled chestnuts. But we're a ways off for that. And I shouldn't be building new stuff. I should be making them finish the dam. But it is what it is. We do have 12 builders. How are we doing on resources? 1.3 thousand logs, 213 planks, 64 gears, 220 paper. Yeah, 69 metal blocks. Slowly building up our stocks of explosives as well. Okay, this is looking pretty good. We're speeding through the cycle. We're well into cycle 5 now. That's okay. Yeah, without wind, we're still struggling over here with the smelter, but that's a longer term project. I really do want to see this finished before the first Badtide comes. I just want to like be prepared. I want to be ahead of the curve, you know? I don't want to see my lands poisoned. So we're just gonna... They're putting down the dynamite. It's exciting. It is a long, long, long journey for them, so that's slowing down the build, but it is what it is. Logs and planks here they're waiting for. Yes, chopping down all these trees was a good call. That means we have local logs. I could have my haulers bring planks over here, I guess. That's another... You know what? Let me try that. Let's get a small pile. I want a small pile. It's only 20. But some planks are better than none. Let's just see. Let's see how this works. Maybe we'll do 2 small piles for planks. And these will be set to obtain. And maybe my haulers will carry planks over here for the builders. We'll see. I only have 4 haulers. Yeah, they're bringing planks over, so that's good. That cuts some of the travel time for the builders down over here. All the dynamite's been placed. And I left a few bits here so we can actually... Hold on. All right, so this is going to be cool. I wonder if I should... Yeah, let me wait for the daytime and then we'll get some screenshots of it blown up. Just have to be careful not to kill anybody. Okay. So, here's our dynamite field. And can I blow this? Guess I have to detonate and then Control H and then F12. Try it. There we go. Looks pretty good. I had it on. I should have slowed it down, right? Oh well. Next time. So with that in place, now we can place our sluice gates. So you guys are going to allow bad water to flow this way. So you are going to close below contamination and then open above contamination. They should be able to build this from this ledge. And then the last step is 5 more pieces of dynamite, which we can place now and then just not blow up until it's time to do so. These levees mean the water should rise up to this level and begin to flow that way, and then down into this channel to go off the edge of the map. That's the plan. We'll see how that plays out. How are the other things going? Yeah, they haven't... I need a path for them to get there, which is what this is about. I'm going to cut through these berries and get over here to build this. Looks like this set of sluice gates has been successfully built. That's good. The stuff over here, they're starting to work on. Can they build through that corner? I guess they can. Now I need a path for them to get over here, so... How's that going to work? Let's get them up. like this. And then can we path across the top of the sluices? We can. Okay. Gets them over to here. Okay. It's coming together. It is coming together. Looks like we're also creating our first treated planks. That's good. Okay. These guys have nothing to do, and they're not going to have anything to do. So let's destroy this. I'm not going to be cutting any trees here anymore. Okay, now as for planting, we want to plant chestnuts here. And a nice chunk of chestnuts. Like so. Okay. And then we're going to need to re-enable this forester to prioritize chestnut trees. Okay. So those will take a while to grow. I'm actually going to cancel here. And then we'll have... Yeah, we'll have one or maybe two, probably just one chestnut gatherer right here for when these are born. Or when they're mature. There's one little birch over here is like, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. 2 unemployed is fine. I guess. Keep speeding through the days. Yeah, we are golden. Everything is working, right? I did play on easy, so we had more starting food, and the droughts and the bad tides are slow and short. But still, I'm feeling pretty good about this playthrough. It's going well. I'm happy with how things are playing out. Up to almost 80 almost 80 beavers. As we build more and more housing, more and more beavers are born. Yep, so it's all looking good. It's all coming together. At this point, we've done our planning, and like I said, we just kind of have to speed through the days and watch them do their job. So we're on cycle 5, day 9. The cycles have been about 15 days long, which I think, again, is a function of being in the easy mode. I think they're shorter if you play on normal or hard. This plan worked out quite well. The logs and planks being available was great. They're really getting together on building this for me. Okay. Last thing we have to remember to do is put that last levee block in. But they're doing the work. Love to see it. Okay. We are going to need to build that sluice gate. We're going to need to get them a path there. This one's done. They're getting to work. Yeah, they're working over here. We need the outlet path for the bad water. But yeah, that's in progress as well. Yeah, it's all happening. Okay. I think at this point, I don't have much to do but let this run until they finish their current projects. Like, there's not a lot else I can do. So we can just kind of like chill and enjoy the vibes of our 80 beaver strong colony. From the original 12, right? I'm pretty proud of these guys. They've worked hard and they've lived and died and had children, and yeah, they're keeping it all together. 1.8K food, 700 water. Really good. Tons of resources, tons of tech. We've got 2.8K science built up. And you know what? With 5 beavers unemployed, guess I should unpause this other inventor. I might be better off building yet another haulers, because we only have the 4 haulers. No, that's not right. We have 10 haulers. I don't think we need more than 10 haulers for 80 beavers. They're doing a lot of work right now, but I don't think we need another hall. And we have 12 builders, so... yeah. Lots of excess capacity, lots of leisure time. This is really starting to come together. I'm very excited. I think it's going to take a full cycle to get this built, but then we should be good. And they're putting in the work here, man. These levees take nothing but logs, which is good because it doesn't eat into our planks. Where is it's under landscaping. Yeah, levees take 12 logs. So it does take a lot of resources, but it's the cheapest resource at the start of the production chain. We're not using planks or gears or anything like that. I do wonder if I should put one more. There's only 2 wide of water here, though. So as long as I have a 2 wide path with a full block of height, I feel like it should be okay. All right. So I don't know I don't know how you guys feel about it. To me, I usually don't edit my videos. Usually they're long plays where you literally see every moment of gameplay that I play. But for something like this, I feel like I might just be staring at this at 4x speed for the next 5 or 6 days. This is one situation where I might consider just cutting the video and coming back 5 days later when everything's done. How do you guys feel about that? Leave me some comments below. Would you prefer not to hear me ramble for 5 minutes while we're speeding through these days? Would you prefer to see video edits and cuts like that, or is it more interesting to just watch the whole thing happen and listen to me ramble? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys, except it's going to take a minute here, and there's not too many more interesting decisions to make until all that work is done. I can't afford to put it off any longer, because I have no idea when the Badtide is coming, but when it arrives, I want to be prepared. Yeah, 79 beavers, and there's 80 as Quivilt is born. Oh, somebody is homeless. That's not great. But like I said, I don't really want to build more. No, we have 3 free beds. Okay, so somebody must have been born over in the district here. Let's check that. Yeah, we had a 10th beaver born over here who doesn't have a home. I really don't want to go above. I really don't want to provide them with more housing, though. I don't want this district to grow. So I guess being homeless is the price you pay for knocking boots when you weren't supposed to, when I never told you to. I don't need to chop these trees. They're available should we need them, but I'm not really going to build anything else here, so we're just going to leave these pines as they are. We could... Oh, these regrew or something. I was going to say we could open up... We could open up this. What does storage look like for just Scrafton? Yeah, they're full on berries, carrots, sunflower seeds, and grilled potatoes. Like, the trade is working exactly as intended. This district worked out perfectly. Like, I wanted a small district, and that's exactly what I got. 8 to 10 beavers, focused pretty much exclusively on this project of making metal blocks for downtown. It's worked out exactly as intended, so I'm very happy about that. Should I leave this one birch here? I guess I should. It's fine. Farmers are doing their farming things. Yeah, it's all working. Okay, let's check in on the mega dam, the river redirection over here again. Yeah, they're almost done here. Did you get stranded? You got stranded, didn't you? Okay. All right, I think he's far enough away that I can blow this and let him out, but I'm not 100% sure, so we're gonna save this. When was my last save? All right. Let's blow these. Yeah, he was far enough away that he can get home. Okay. So then we just demolish these stairs. And like that, he should be able to get home. Yeah, he's no longer stranded. It'll take him a minute as the game cycles through the inhabitants and updates their paths and whatnot. That lets him go home. Okay, so this channel, as far as I can tell, is donezo. Last thing we need to do now. I mean, I suppose disintegrates in 50. It's 4 planks. Let's just have somebody grab it. The last thing we need to do is seal off the pathway with one more levee here. And then all the bad water should just flow through here and out off the map. I mean, I think that's going to work. It should work, right? Let's throw, just in case there's something weird with corners. Throw one more levee there. And there. And then we can seal it off once they're done. Okay. Well, this is exciting. This is very cool. I thought this would take multiple cycles to build because of the long commute, but they're beavers. They're very industrious. Keep speeding through. After this, there's plenty of science to look at and well-being to go after. One of the challenges is to hit 15 well-being in order to unlock the other faction, which could be interesting to play as. So we'll take a look at some of that in the coming episodes. We're 40 minutes in. They've almost finished this. One thing I do need to go check on is what's going on over here. They're slowly building this up. Okay. Once all the work over here is done, and these guys aren't commuting all the way over here anymore, a lot of these other projects will get a bit more progress to them. Okay, the sluices are in. They are configured correctly. Last bits of dynamite are coming in. Last few levies. Okay, this is looking good. They're clearing the path out here to this sluice gate, which is great for me. Let's get them that path. Oh, it does look like I'm gonna need one more destruction here. I missed. Okay. We're almost done with this mega redirection project. Very excited about that. We can go ahead and blow these, I think. Interesting. That spread the green a little bit. Okay. So with that, the project is largely complete. The only thing left to do is demolish that path and then build myself one last levee here. From the outside, hopefully. If they build it from the inside, we're going to have a problem. So, yeah, the destruction of the path should solve that, I think. We'll have to leave that little staircase there, but... All right. Let's see if they build it the way I want. I think we've done it. When the Badtide hits, these sluices close, the water level rises, they pass through here. Honestly, I probably didn't even need these sluices because of the height difference. I probably didn't need these at all. Like, if these close, that's the only way the Badtide can get over that lip and flow this way. All right, so that completes the first mega redirection project. That's exciting. I'm very, very pleased with this. Okay. Because As we continue speeding through the days, they should do some other work now. Yeah, they've completed this. It looks like I do need to give them some stairs down here. And for safety's sake, maybe we'll do this as well. All right, here comes the drought. That's fine. We're prepared for the drought. Did we get... There was something else I was building. All right, we're gonna need the gatherers for... We're gonna need the gathering flag here for the chestnuts. You're going to prioritize chestnuts. And then, yeah, we need to grill them, right? We need another grill. That was the other thing I needed. Let's get... Nope, let's get you. Can we get you over here? We can. Okay. I guess that means we should change you. Yeah, you're grilled chestnuts. Should one of these be regular chestnuts? Yeah, regular chestnuts, grilled chestnuts. There we go. So regular and grilled. And then you're going to do grilled chestnuts. Looks good. Okay. That's another source of nutrition for these guys. Once these trees grow, which admittedly, it's 23 days to maturity. So, all right, let's pause you. You have nothing to do right now. Let's pause this until they grow. So it's 23 days to maturity, and then every 8 days we get a harvest of 3 chestnuts, which we can then grill and turn into grilled chestnuts. Which is a huge amount of food. Okay, very excellent. So for each tree, we get 6 chestnuts per harvest. And we have, what do we have? It's like 15 times 10, 156 times that. So every 8 days we can get, yeah, like 900 chestnuts. So this isn't going to cut it to haul or to store these. But there's going to be a delay, right? Because there's only one gather, there's only one grill. It's fine. We're going to have way more chestnuts than we know what to do with. That's fine. I overbuilt this, I guess, or I overplanted here. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I could replace some of these with maple later, and we could look into maple syrup. We also have plans to go into making some wheat farms here. Speaking of, let's see. Let's get rid of the rest of these berries, I think. We don't need these berries anymore, so let's get rid of them. And then we'll plan out our wheat farm with our honeybees at some point. Plus, yeah, with all that science, you know what else we can look at? Is we can look at the aquatic farmhouse. This is only 150 science? Wow, okay. Employs specialized farmers that plant and harvest aquatic crops, spatterdock and cattail roots. Okay. So if we had an aquatic farm over here, I'm assuming the way this works, plant crops, if I... Okay, so let me unlock the farmhouse. Right? And then if I go to plant crops, I think I can just plant like, yeah, I can... drought resist. This plant must be partially submerged in water. Yeah, okay. So I think we can have that over here. I think. And then this can be... This says building flooded. Huh. Building flooded? So the building has to be not flooded, but the crops have to be flooded? When it says partially submerged, what does that mean? We might need to, like... Huh. I can't really afford to lower the water in here because that would destroy the power here. All right, well, this is another case of me not quite understanding how things work. but that's okay. We can figure it out. Let's see. Did this all get done? This did all get done. So, okay, that means at this point, we are completely prepared for the Badtide, I think. Well, we won't know until it happens, but yeah, I think we're there. Wow. Okay. Do we want to play around with aquatic plants? I could build a line. I could build a line of levees here, like this, and put some sluice gates in to completely control the level of water while allowing the stream still to flow. We could get ourselves. I don't know if I need to do that or not. Like, what kind of would they require you to like manage the depth specifically? Let's do a little test patch here. Let's do let's plant one spatterdock and let's plant it like here. It requires an aquatic farmhouse. Yeah, and you know what? It pops up over. Okay, so that does work that way. And same with cattails, I'm guessing. Yeah, they pop up over the top of the water. Okay, I get that. So I don't think we need to worry about lowering the water level. What we need is the aquatic farmhouse. And it needs to have access to this area. So how am I going to do that? See, putting it up here doesn't work. How would this... It seems like you need to put it... I guess if it has access, it kind of works. Can I put it like this? It says building flooded, so I don't think that works. Entrance blocked. How much visibility do we have here? Can I build it on like could I build it on platforms? Like if I built them here, but on platforms, that could work, I guess. I would need platforms, then I'd need stairs up, right? And then I'd need like I think I could do it like this. Or maybe like this. I don't really need this path anymore now that this stuff is built, unless for repair or something. What would this look like if I built this? I guess we got to be down here. I don't want to take up too much space. But if I did... Okay. If we do landscaping, I guess terrain block would be what I would want here, but I would need the dirt excavator to get dirt first. So instead, we're going to have to go with something like... The dam is the... No, levees are the cheapest option. I can build on top of levees. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like that, then we can build the farmhouse on top. Oh, it's 2 by 3. And we can build stairs up so that they can get in and out. And then this whole area becomes farmable. All right, I guess that's what we're doing. Let's copy that. Let's get those built, as well as... Well, they need a way in and out, so... That's going to be there like that. Then we need stairs and paths. Something like that. And then this. And maybe one more set of stairs here. And then a path on these. It is kind of far away, but they're going to spend, it's not too far. They're going to spend most of their day here working in the farms. I think that should work. We'll see. Only 2 folks unemployed because we do have 10 haulers and 12 builders. Right. I'm really, really happy with this. Let's just review. So let's think. This turns into bad water, right? Flows over in this direction, hits these sluice gates, which close as soon as they sense the contamination. The water level rises up to this level, right? All the way through there. There's nowhere else for it to escape except these sluice gates, which let them through because they... yeah, they automatically close below contamination, but as soon as they sense contamination, that should mean they open, right? Okay. So then the bad water flows through here. I have been assuming that this block was enough to stop it from flooding as it flows over this lip and down into this lower area. It feels like as long as there's one line like that, it should be okay. And then this is like a little extra protection. Flows in through here, out here, and off the map, right? That should work. I feel like that should work. Okay. Bunch of extra resources here. Like this could be, I guess these, we could reconnect this to this district so they have access to that, but they don't need it. Do I need to worry about water? This is going down from 700, but I guess it's okay. Got a ton of science. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to, well, maybe I should just bank the science for now. Yeah, I'll leave it banked for now. I don't think we need to spend it right away. There's always something I want science for, and having some banked is fine. We do have a lot of scientists working though. We've got 4 in the observatory and 5 more in the huts. So even with all that, we've still got 2 unemployed beavers. These guys are really efficient. They're really good about it. Okay. As for the other Badtide source, it flows out of here, right? Goes in 2 directions, comes down this way. Wait, did this ever get built? No. Can't be reached. Ah, okay, I do need to finish this. Glad I checked. Finish the path. And I don't think they need a way down, but just in case they do, we'll give it to them. Okay, so they do need to finish those. I need them to finish that. And then the water flows this way. Goes all through this area. Comes down here, is blocked, right? Close above contamination. Badtide has nowhere else to go but this way. Close above contamination. Yep. Open above contamination. Ah, here we go. This part I had wrong. Close below contamination. Close above contamination. Yeah. That's right. The only outlet for all the Badtide there is to go in here, and then it mixes with this other bad water that we're already getting from this source. All right, it's looking good. I think, yeah. We do have to finish that last set of sluice gates, but other than that, I think we're set. I don't know when it's going to come either. I don't know what cycle it'll come on, but we're ready for it. What are you complaining about? You have nothing to do. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. We don't need this gatherer flag anymore. There's no berries. Somebody should come clean this up. And then this is going to be our wheat field, right? What's that going to look like? We're going to probably have a farmhouse or 2 here. I guess we might as well just start building it. You're going to prioritize wheat. You're going to harvest. You're going to prioritize wheat. You're going to plant. Probably just have 2 planters and 0 harvesters for now. Or like maybe 1 harvester, and we'll just pause that. And then we're going to want our wheat fields with honeybees. So let's pause. Let's look at planting crops. I'll plant some wheat. I do want to adjust this path here. Like that. Okay. Then let's go back to planting wheat. We don't need too much, right? We don't need too much. We could save like this lower area for something else, because what is this going to produce? Wheat gives me 3 wheat every 10 days, right? Okay. And then if we want beehives, we want a beehive there. Is there like a key? I don't know if there's a key for demolish, but what do I want to unplant? Yeah. I think, what was it? It's 1, 2, 3 on either side. So I think it's that one. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I don't have a great... Oh, I can put it right there. Okay. That works. I wonder if that shouldn't have any impact on the pines. It's a little inefficient, but all of our wheat will be covered. All right, we'll do that. That gets us our wheat. And then we were looking at... Yeah, they're still building this over here. Okay, that's fine. Wagaduth was born. Fantastic. Okay, guys, I feel like that's a pretty good place to take a break. Amazing that we got this done halfway, like pretty much halfway across the map, right? We have our solution almost completely in place. Just a little bit left to do here as the drought begins. But our bad water plan is in place. We're expanding our nutrition. We're getting chestnuts. We have plans for an aquatic farm. We've just laid down our first wheat, right? We're making treated planks. I should probably get that other resource from the what's it called? The extract. I should probably get some of that going. Our beavers have been very, very busy. All of cycle 5 pretty much this video. And we're up to, yeah, we're hovering around 80 because I need more housing, but with all the food and resources and well-being that we've got going on, it shouldn't be too hard to make that happen. That is going to be it for this episode. We'll be back with more Timberborn next time. Until then, thank you as always for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I do hope you guys are enjoying these videos. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.